we had over Umar Adnan. Has Umar Adnan spoken here? So anyway, so Umar Adnan was over. I think he would be a very good speaker to have. He's just come back from Y Combinator, and not only did he come back, but out of 120 startups that they have in the current cohort, he was among the top 7. So we were having an interesting discussion, which I've had with other people before as well, that what is the value add of incubators, right? So, for example, there are some people, some of you might have heard of, but because I'm live, I'm not going to take names, but who are kind of very down on the startup scene of Pakistan and incubators and so on and so forth. That, for example, they may say that Apple or Hewlett Packard or the great or companies, they came out of garages or dorm rooms. So how can you, in a beautiful incubator like this, create that kind of thing? I mean, some people say that. Have you heard people saying that?
Yes.
Yeah. So, my thinking about that is this, that you have these people, be that, let's say, Steve Jobs, who's putting iPods and iPhones in your hand or beautiful Macs, or be that Bill Gates, who's putting laptop software in your hand, whatever. So the thing is that the idea is that, okay, we had these people before incubators or accelerators or whatever, but the whole idea was, can we have more people like that? That's the question. Can we have more people like that? Can we clone more people like that? That's the question, right? Because so that people have more neat things in their hands, and then increasingly now that governments all over the world are saying that government can't give you jobs. Industry employment is going down because of robotics and AI all over the world. So where do people get employed? Some people are saying they can't get employed. So I have a universal basic wage. Elon Musk is saying. But other people are saying, many other very smart people are saying, no, there'll be new jobs and there'll be new kinds of stuff. Who is going to create the jobs? Not industry, which is getting jobs out through automation. Not government, they don't perform well anywhere. It has to be entrepreneurs, it has to be startups. So whether you want to invent more cool things to make life fun, or you want to take care of employment and the economy going forward, you have to have more entrepreneurs. So, whether some people think Steve Jobs cannot be cloned in an accelerator, or he can be, the point is one has to try. There is no other way. One has to try. And incubators, accelerators are frameworks where we try to create more of these great entrepreneurs. So, पहली बात तो ये है कि we have to try. Second question फिर आता है कि once you set it up, what is the right way for an accelerator or incubator to function? What works, what doesn't work? फिर दूसरी बात ये आती है. तो we know again कि incubators have been around since like 65 years. Accelerators have been around since like 15 years. And the gold standard is Y Combinator. It has a certain approach. Number one, it's very competitive. It used to select 2.5% of applicants, which is more tough than Stanford or Harvard. Now, I believe, according to Umar Adnan, it's 1%. So they are very competitive. And the other thing is that they run for 3-4 months, they don't even give office space. Because in those 3-4 months, they get some really bright brains to inform you on how to do things right, how to design products right, how to identify the right problem. So that's how they do. Other good accelerators like Techstars in Boulder have physical office space as well. There are different experiments out there which are good. But I think this structure is the right structure for a couple of reasons. First of all, they have an accelerator curriculum. So it's not just people coming in and giving talks. Sometimes something sticks, sometimes something doesn't stick. The idea is that in a curriculum, the idea is that for a particular week, you drill down on something so deeply that it becomes part of your habit and it's an inculcated skill, rather than some inspirational talk by some speaker in through one ear out of another ear. So number one is curriculum based. And the second thing is that in a country like Pakistan, obviously, US may be different, Singapore may be different, but in Pakistan, you need somebody to take care of your security services and your electricity management and your janitorial services. And because if you get sucked into that, then how are you going to think about your startup? So that's why here is this incubator, physical space, year long, in some cases a year and a half long. That's why it makes a lot of sense for Pakistan. And you may know that we are setting up incubators like this all over the country. 4 of the 4 provincial capitals, we'll announce the winners soon. We did some special things. We did a lot of data-driven digital marketing. We did road shows. So we put a lot of interest, thankfully, even for Quetta and Peshawar that we were concerned about. And we didn't just put an RFP out there. People had to put in their contacts and email addresses, so we knew what marketing, whether it's a road show or a banner ad interview or in pro-Pakistan, what is working, what's not working in terms of downloads of RFP. That's how it was data-driven. So, and the other thing is we put out a lot of to-do, don't do, fact, so people don't make silly mistakes which disqualify them. For example, if you're the government, you're supposed to put something on 100 rupee stamp paper, you put it on 50 rupee stamp paper, guess what? You're out. After putting in 2 months of sweat and painstaking effort to put in that proposal. So we did a lot of coaching, and this time our rejection rate, due to those stupid reasons, was just 10%. 33 proposals, 3 got rejected. In the past, in some proposals, it was RFPs, it was like even 50%. So we had a lot of people competing. We had telcos, we had business groups, we had academia, we had IT companies, we had consortiums. So very happy to see that response. And there was excellent proposals are here. I'm not part of the evaluation process, but from my team. And the team itself, evaluation team, did study tours. They studied all the incubators, accelerators here, internationally. They downloaded books on Y Combinator. They talked to people like Hassan Bhatti and Umar Adnan. So they got educated on what is an accelerator, what is an incubator, how they're different. So the people who are evaluating it know what they're doing. So inshallah we'll have the best people win on that. Other than that, we've also announced that we're going to be training 1 million people over the next 5 years in digital skills. So we're putting a lot of research into that. We've signed up universities, colleges where we'll be offering the training, the curriculum, the segmentation of the market. We are also working on a startup incentives package, which should interest you people. Narendra Modi announced it in India last year. Things like tax breaks, easier registration, easier exit, and so on, which will help startups. So, but we are doing it a bit different. We are going to be getting a lawyer who works with startups. We are going to be getting a tax accountant, chartered accountant who works with startups, and an economist who works with startups to look precisely at the current law, propose a change in law, and similarly look at exact current tax structure, sales tax, propose change, but that the first by the attorney lawyer, the second by the tax accountant, and then the economist develops a business case why. Other countries are doing it, other sectors have these incentives. What is economic analysis, impact on job creation, foreign exchange earning, economic growth, and then what is the knowledge paradigm? Companies are much smaller. HR is the raw material. So, in other words, we don't just want to present it to the Ministry of Finance in precise terms, knowing what is today, what we're proposing, but we want to give a very strong why as well. That's another thing that we are working on. And other than that, we have revised our thematic focus areas. For 10 years, they were like web-based applications, e-commerce. Now, the artificial intelligence and cloud and big data, it's all on our website. Cloud, cybersecurity associated with it, robotics, implantables, wearables, augmented reality, virtual reality, shared economy, blockchain, these are new areas. And we have restructured the organization where it is not an organization, if I may use the word, of clerical or mailman-like activity. That application comes, send it to an expert, get feedback, send it back, get feedbacks, but people who are experts in the areas. So these are people who take care of one of these areas that I mentioned to you. They get international reports, they read them, they have focus groups, they've got all national experts meeting with them. They are publishing on a blog every 2 months, and they are the experts who will be seeing this and taking this. We also try to become more like a venture capital fund in the sense of funding more startups like you, if you're in the areas, focus areas. Getting co-investment, we've signed up like 5 or 6 co-investors. We need to do, the board has to approve some legal change for us to do that, but co-investors, because that's how startups get funded. It's not one person group, multiple groups who bring the expertise and so on. And follow-up investment, so mentorship. And if you look at the application form, it's about which problem are you solving. There's your customer research. Some people say, that kind of rigor is not needed. We say it is. And if you are building something like an iPhone or an iPod or a television that no customer research can validate, then you take a special look at that and you say, okay, this is some technologies needs are converging, and it's a new thing which people don't know, but you can convince us on that. So we're becoming more of a venture capital. Which brings us to the title of today's talk: 5 steps to ignite startups. Actually, we want to change our name. Because of National ICT R&D Fund, you kind of forget what you were talking about until you finish. So the new name we are proposing is Ignite. But the board has to approve it. So let's see if they approve it or not. But we've already gotten the domain and filed it with SEC. So we lose some money if they don't approve it. But Ignite. And can I see a show of hands? How many people received our newsletter? Okay. So what I would request the administration here is that if we can have email addresses of everybody given to our contact person, Jawan, who heads the National Incubator Program, then all of you will get a newsletter. It goes to about 850,000 people all over the world, and we give a list of all the projects we funded, and we have our blogs by our people in robotics and IoT demonstrating their understanding, and then we have our events. So I would like that, okay, everybody gets that, give us feedback on how to improve it. So Ignite comes from there, but obviously the other thing is Ignite, take off like a rocket as well. So what are the 5 tips? These are the 5 things we look at when we consider a proposal for funding. What are the 5 things that we do? Okay. So thing number 1 is obviously the founder, the team, you guys. Single most important thing. Big thing. And so there are 2 things about the founder, or 2 or 3 things. One is that obviously they're going to be warriors. There are going to be many setbacks, but overcome that, maintain your motivation, they will keep at it. I was reading somewhere a couple of days ago, some guy was talking about entrepreneurs, and he said it's a 7-11 rule. Does anybody know the 7-11 rule? No? It's like you work. It's a 7-11 rule with application to a model of a mountain. Mountain, base camp 1, camp 2, you go to the peak, right? You may have heard. The 7-11 rule is you work from 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. for 10 years, and you get to the base camp. And then if you're lucky, and things happen, then you hit a home run. That's the 7-11. So I think, obviously a great example, which I'm sure everybody has heard of, is Yusuf Hussain. So I think he saw the converging of technologies, cloud, blah, and he planned this for 3 years. He thought this FireEye, this cloud security thing, and then he released the product and sold like hotcakes, cakes on fire, right? So which shows us, the first thing is, nobody works harder than you. But the second thing is deductive thinking, analyzing, seeing where the trends are, right? Critical thinking is essential. And so one is deductive and one is inductive. I mean, deductive is you analyze, you plan, whether it's Ashar Aziz planning FireEye, Or it's Amir Hussain, another, I think, guy is going to be big, out in Austin, Texas, planning AI-based intrusion detection, analyze, not only as a researcher, analyze research, but analyze the marketplace and where it is headed and what can I do and what can I not do. So that is the second thing, deductive. And then, if you do put something out in the market at some point in time, getting the feedback, that's the inductive part of it, learning and improving, and of data-driven decision making. So kind of warriors, kind of deep thinkers, and obviously there has to be some leadership ability to lead teams and inspire people, be a psychologist. So these are 3 things. And then, let's say Ashar Aziz did all these 3 things. But let's say he had a 10% team working on it. But meanwhile, Semantic or Norton put 1,000 people on it. Even after he had done this and come out in 3 years, some other product and he's out of business. Right? That's what being entrepreneurs all about. So I was having an interesting discussion with Umar Adnan, unfortunately put on Facebook Live. So he was saying, how many companies do you have here? We said, we have 20. Go rising to 40. He said, isn't that too much? Because he says, Y Combinator started with 6. So, but my response to that is that, number one, like we discussed earlier, we have to try to clone Steve Jobs, number one. We have to have incubators accelerators, number one. Number two, what is the best way? Is it the best way to have a very small number or very large number? I think that आजकल तो उनकी 120 लोग हैं, but with our mentor network here, a large number is just fine. But everybody is not going to hit a home run. Only the best people are. The smartest people, the hardest working people, and others are going to fail. That's just the way it works. And we're going to find those people willing to work harder than anybody, smarter than anybody, who are hungrier than anybody, who are the real warriors. Those are the people we are looking for. So tip number one is that. Who are they? To some extent, you're born that way. To some extent, it can be created, but that's the first thing we look at as well as we can. Then the second thing is the technology. The technology, which is one of those 10 areas we don't fund, if I may use the term fluff. But yeah, maybe I should say that jokingly, but the point is we don't fund e-commerce or web applications or mobile applications. It has to be serious technology of them. And there are some people here with that, like Amazon, IoT, Heli with the IoT and augmented reality can do hai. So things like that are 10 areas. So technology obviously is important. We've got to be clear because we are an R&D fund, and we go in. We don't compete with the private sector. We go in that the private sector is not coming. So technology is number 2. Then the number 3 is, what problem are you solving? What is your customer research? So not something at a high level, read in some book or magazine. There already has vast applications and whatever in logistics, and so I built this product, and then we'll see what happens. But actually, do your research. Is it a problem you're solving? Is it a big enough problem? How is it being solved today? Is your solution going to address the problem? Do you have a problem solution fit? Who's going to buy it? Are they willing to pay for it? So fundamental questions on problem market. Third thing that we look at. And then the fourth thing that we look at is, how big is the market? Are you building great ski shoes for Pakistan and expecting to sell 16 every year? It has to be a market. It has to be a big market. The metric of success is that each successful company here in a few years should have 500 employees, 1 million products sold if you're B2C, or let's say 1,000 sold if you're B2B. That's the metric. Okay? It has to be a sizable market that you're targeting. So that's number 4. Number 1 was the founder, the team, and their key qualities. Warriors, thinkers, leaders. Number 2 was technology. Can't be fluff. Number 3 was What was number 3? Solving
The problem.
solving the problem. Solving the problem. What problem are you solving? Don't make a technology and try to find a problem to solve. Either you're looking at trends like Ashir Aziz or like Steve Jobs or like Amir Sam and saying, I know 3 years out this will happen. People will buy. Walkman carries 12 songs. Do you know? iPod carries 10,000. People will buy. Either you are a visionary or you better have done your customer research. 100 customers or whatever. Will they buy your IT product at this price rate? Are you solving a problem for them? Saving electricity, increasing security? They are saying yes, we are delighted. All of that. So number 3 is the problem. Number 4 is the market size. We want 500 employees, 1 million B2C or 1,000 B2B products in a few years. Right? And then number 5 is your sponsors carry, your partners carry. Example. We accepted a proposal a month ago. Proactive maintenance of overhead cables using laser and ultrasound. May seem a small thing to you, but Karachi Electric Supply Corporation loses millions of dollars every year because high-end cables break down, not to mention electricity breaks down. So they are going to detect that and they are going to proactively fix it, solving millions. Who was the partner? KESC. Investing 10% of the money. So, okay. Good. We need something like that. We funded another last month, building an online database of natural products. To find out ingredient detect does this cosmetology product, this cream or this shampoo, do they have natural ingredients like they claim or they don't? Or this medicine, does it have natural ingredients? Online database. They have signed up 4 diagnostics companies in the US. It's going to be the first of its kind in the world. Dr. Taraman, HEG Institute of Chemistry. They've already signed up. Number 3, a company out of an incubator accelerator like this, Nest.io in Karachi, Wondertree, augmented reality-based training for children, adults with neurological issues, autism or whatever, improves their functional skills, their motor movement skills, cognitive recognition skills. Signed up 3 hospitals in Pakistan, is running, and 3 in the US. So if these hospitals who treat patients like this are saying yes, so that is the kind, so these are the 5 things that we look at. You have these 5 boxes ticked, you have a high chance of getting accepted. Our acceptance rate is about 20%, a VC in the US it's about 1%. So it's a good chance. But, so these are the 5 things, these are the 5 tips for Ignite, our new company name, if it gets approved. It's already the name of a newsletter. And we think this is also the 5 things which ignite you as a startup, like a rocket as well. Some things you can do, some things, just you may not be able to do, in which case the best thing is to fail fast, start a new one, or work for another startup. I mean, that's also a possibility if you don't want to fail. Okay? Thank you.